was thinking, baby, maybe you and I could compromise. We could try it. Something we ain't spoke of.
Hello. For f***'s sake. Oh, I get so nervous in front of the camera. Hello, YouTube. Oh, right, yeah, let's start. Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Shar of Let's Talk, and I'm here to talk to you today about self-care. Hit it! Let me give you a little bit of a background as to why it's important to look after yourself and to apply self-care to your life. Stress is a major problem in your life. It causes all kinds of ailments and issues. Give me a second, I'm going to get my phone. So here are some of the impacts that stress has on the body and on your mind, okay? Insomnia, eating disorders, slowing the healing of local infections like bug bites, depression, anxiety and panic attacks, colds and viruses, circulatory problems, diabetes, heart problems, cancer. They're not the main cause, but they contribute to a lot of health issues. And if we can bring our stress levels down, that works so beautifully.
We'll put this back.
That works so beautifully and hand in hand with all the other stuff that you're probably doing as well. So you can take on all of these diets, like having a plant-based diet, turning vegan, doing this, doing that, exercising. If you are not practicing self-care as a whole, looking after your whole self, the diet isn't really going to 100% make a change on your body, so you have to do all the other things as well. Okay, so number one for self-care is clear out, take a step back from negative people in your life, okay? I don't always mean cut people off completely. Because some people you can't cut off. You've got friendships with some people. However, some of those relationships that you have with people are not healthy, and that can become a problem because you might have friends who emotionally dump on you but don't really care about your needs. They don't really ask how you are. It's like, how are you? But me, poor me. When you talk about your problems, they always go back to their problems and how you shouldn't really worry about your problems because their problems are so greater than yours. And it's just like a cycle. They call you really only to talk about bad things that have happened during their day. I'm fine with that. I'm a friend that will support my friends through their issues and their problems. But when it becomes something that is a regular thing where you find that when you see your phone ring or you see a text message come up, you're just like, what now? Because the feeling that you get when you talk to that person, it takes the energy away from you. You feel deflated when you finish your interaction with that person. You can do one of two things. You can change the dynamic by being bright and trying to change the subject, or put a positive spin on what they're telling you. But if they're gossiping, if they're generally not really adding any value to your life, you can take a step back, okay? When you're in toxic relationships like family, with your spouse, your partner, if it becomes really toxic, if it's domestically violent, if it's emotionally abusive continually, if they're abusing you mentally, all those sort of things, you really need to take a step back from that person, because nobody deserves to be abused. If it's affecting you that much and depressing you, and you haven't felt good around that person for a very long time, and you've tried over a good period of time to work things out and talk to your partner or your friend or your family member about their behaviour towards you, how you can fix your relationship. Perhaps you're not a great person, they don't bring out the best in you and you're not a great person to them. It's probably best that you take some space, have a think about things that you need to fix in yourself, and then come back, recalibrate, see if you can work things out. I'm not saying give up on people completely, but what I'm saying is, if it is not good for you, if you are constantly unhappy, if somebody is gaslighting you, for example, if they throw in a bad comment and trigger you, and they know it triggers you, and then you become upset, and then they say, well, I didn't do anything. They know damn well that they did. Things like that. Provocative situations. If someone puts their hands on you, grabs you, it's not okay. If you're in a relationship and somebody is constantly shouting at you, it's not okay. It's not normal. You do not deserve to be shouted at. You deserve so much better. You deserve silence if that's the alternative. Okay? You need to get out of that situation. Don't waste your time. Okay? So, with that being said, going on to number 2. Let's make it a little bit lighter. Brush that all off. Number 2, meditate or have quiet time, because meditation is not for everyone. Not everybody meditates. I think it's for everyone. You can evolve into meditation. So if you find it difficult to meditate or you don't know how to, go on YouTube and find out how, like type it in, or have some quiet time. Just sit in silence. Sit in silence. Focus on some beautiful music. Just look up some chakra music on YouTube, some calming music. Just close your eyes. Light a candle and have your eyes open and look at the candle. There is no candle there. Anyway, it's as if the candle's there, but it ain't. But light up a candle. Look at the light. Look at the light coming from it. Focus on it, right? If you find that your mind is wandering, just do it for 5 to 10 minutes, right? And you'll find that it will bring your blood pressure down, and I'd say your beats per minute down. I don't know about blood pressure. Okay, I'm not a doctor. Okay, all right. Let's just clear that up. But it does bring down your heart rate, and my heart rate is absolutely insane because I'm super hyperactive. I'm at the top of the average resting heart rate, okay, and like right now it would probably be about 103. In fact, I'm gonna go and get my watch and find out. Got my Fitbit. Meditation is fantastic for your health, because if you can bring your stress down, you bring your cortisol levels down, you bring your fight and flight mode down. We don't need fight or flight mode because there is not a bear in front of us. There is not a murderer chasing us. We are at home. It's okay to relax. And I will tell you more about fight and flight mode. Let me just break it down very, very quickly and do a very short demonstration of what fight or flight is. So
you might have had some trauma in your life. There might have been something that happened to you which scared the absolute crap out of you as a child or as a teen, yeah? But it probably would have happened when you were growing up, okay? Now what happens is every time you hear every time you hear a noise or every time someone shouts, your body is on watch, it's on lookout for something to happen.
Okay, so that's because you're in fight or flight mode, down to a trauma, down to anxiety. It could be a number of things, but it's really good. A lot of people today do have it, and anxiety. You just feel like you need to do something, but you don't know what it is. Something's wrong, but you don't know what. That is not good to have in your body all the time. Meditation really helps to level you out. So I'm gonna look at my heart rate right now. It's 97, okay, that's pretty high. Because every normal person's it would be in its 70s, but no, not me. 97 because I'm a nutter. Anyway, moving on. Oh, before moving on, during your meditation, before your meditation, or after your meditation, think about 3 things that you are grateful for. It immediately raises your vibration. It brings up your vibe. It puts you in a higher frequency day to day. Whatever mode you were in before, whether you were sad, it will bring you to neutral. If you're in neutral, it will bring you to happy, satisfied. It's stages. But you can actually pick yourself up, pick up your mood by thinking about things that you are thankful for. So If you want to start your day on a high and you want good things to come your way, start it off good by thinking about the positive things that are in your life. Even if life is total shit, there's something good in there. Just dig through the shit and you will find it. I'm taking an absolute mick because, trust me, I've been there. So I'm not mocking, okay? I've been there. I feel it. Anyway, think about the things that you want to happen, even if it's out of your reach. Think about the things that you want out of life. Write them down. Scripting every day. I have a home of my own if you don't. I have a car that gets me from here to here if you want to drive. Talk about it as if it's here. Be creative with it. Okay? Don't be like, I have got a car. Boring. The universe ain't picking up that vibration. It's dry. You say something like, I have a wonderful car that gets me from A to B and I feel so good. I feel free. How would you feel if you had a car? I have a car, so I'm not saying that you don't have a car, but if you didn't, how would you feel if you had one? I would feel like this. I would be able to do that. Really get into it. Get into that feeling as if you have it already. Imagine that feeling when you have it, yeah? I have a home. Ta-da! Why did I do that? I have a home.
Put the key in the door, walk through. What do you see? I've got a home of my own. It's cozy, it's warm, it's welcoming, it's inviting. I just go home, I take my coat off and I put it down and I make myself a cup of tea or pour myself a glass of wine if you're over 18. Yeah? Then I go upstairs or downstairs or across to my bedroom, which is lovely because the bed's got, you can just go into it. Think about the cushions that you have in your bed if you like that kind of thing.
Anyway, so get yourself into that mode because what it does is it kickstarts.
I always hit the back of my head when I'm talking about the subconscious, but I don't know if the subconscious is there because I'm not a neuroscientist.
And I've already said that in the last video. Go and watch it. It's about coping through lockdown. Anyway, what you're doing is you're programming your subconscious to act upon getting it, okay? If you constantly believe that these things that you can't afford right now are out of your reach, you will never get it. If you do get them, you'll be very lucky. More often than not, people who get things feel a sense of entitlement to it, feel like they can get it. If you don't feel like you can get it, if you don't feel like you're gonna have it, you probably won't get it because you probably won't go for it because your subconscious is telling you you're shit. Do you know what I mean? You've got to tell yourself you're great and you're gonna have this and you are entitled, you are worthy. Moving on to the third one. Number 3, love yourself. Love yourself. Love yourself. Right, it's so important to love yourself because if you don't love yourself and, for example, you are looking for love, right? What will happen is you might enter into a karmic cycle, okay? Where you're like, why am I always attracting guys that are emotionally unavailable? Or why am I always attracting women that flake out on me? Right. If you don't love yourself, why are they gonna grow in love with you? Think about it. If you sell something, say for example, I'm selling you this phone, yeah? I'm selling you this phone, but I don't believe in this phone. What makes another person want to buy the phone if you don't believe in the phone that you are selling to that person? It's like, put that on you, put that on yourself now. Do you believe in yourself? Do you value yourself? If you don't, figure out why. Why don't you value yourself? What do you actually think of yourself? Look in the mirror, look at yourself. What words pop into your head? Do you carry guilt? Do you carry shame? Are you sad? Are you lonely? Do you think you're stupid? Have you been told you were stupid? Have you been made to feel guilty? Have you been afraid to disappoint people in the past? Have you always felt like you've needed to live up to other people's expectations and feel like a failure? You could be doing great. You could be the happiest person, but there might be a part of you where you just, where you just feel a bit crap about something. Get to the root of it. For example, if you were told as a child by your teacher that you will never mount to anything, you will end up with no job, you'll end up with all of these things, you took that on because that figure that you looked up to, even whether you liked them or not, they were in a position of power over you and they said that to you, for example. This is all metaphorical. What can happen is that stays in your mind, yeah? So when you are applying for a job, right, when certain things come your way, you self-sabotage because you don't believe in yourself, yeah? So you might get all the way through the application for a job and you go, I'm shit, I'm never gonna get it. And guess what you do? You delete the job application. Why? Because you don't believe that you're worthy, you think you're stupid, and that is not true. So what I want you to do, it's gonna be really short, and I'm gonna give you a couple of things to do, and there's so many more things that you can do to heal your inner child, but for me, the start of it was imagining, closing my eyes, imagining myself as a child sitting down in my bedroom, for example, playing, and then I'm saying to myself, you are so clever, you are beautiful, you deserve the best, you're going to be fun. The battery died and I've lost my flow. Speak to your inner child. Picture yourself, for example, whatever you feel affected you as a child and you've carried with you. Yeah, picture yourself standing over yourself. You're the adult. Picture yourself sitting on that desk at school, okay? I'm being serious. And you cheer them on and you say, you're so clever, you've got this, you can do this. You're going to be whatever you want to be, yeah? You say the opposite to what you think of yourself, even if you can't pinpoint where you heard that from. What you do is whatever you think of yourself, I'm so ugly. If you think you're ugly, you will act ugly, you'll be ugly, your personality will become ugly. Okay, you give off an ugly vibe, an undesirable vibe. I am beautiful. I'm wonderful. I am loved. I am loved. I'm lovable. Think about the great things about yourself. So important to love yourself, because if you can't love yourself, you can't love anybody else properly. You find it difficult to practice love. You might feel the love, but it might be hard for you to show it, because how can you show somebody else what you cannot show and feel for yourself? Yeah? And if you do love somebody, if you do have hidden issues, hidden traumas and low self-esteem issues, you might even put somebody on a pedestal that you don't need to put on a pedestal. And if you loved yourself, they'd be on the same level, if not lower, than you. So it's so important, please love yourself. There is an author called Louise Hay, and the book is called You Can Heal Your Life. I highly recommend that book. It's not the only book in the world that will help you, but it's one of the books that I would highly recommend. It's fantastic. It goes through a lot of things. It's almost like a little course, but you can take it at your own pace, read it through, think it through, and everything like that. I'm going to leave it there, and I'm gonna say thank you. I'm gonna say thank you so much. Please do subscribe if you like what you hear. I was gonna say like what you see, but what is it that you see? Just me and some books. Anyway, yeah, like and subscribe, turn on the notifications. Anyway, thank you, and have a great day or a great evening. Whatever time you're watching this, let it be a great time that you have. I'm just waffling. Bye. See you later. Bye. Bye.
Pleasure's mine, so pour a glass of